going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the RADcast. I'm Andrew DiMolanta. My friends call me Rogue Leader.
Is that what you always say?
Yes.
I don't know why that sounded like you added something new. Is that what you always say?
That's what I always say.
Okay.
Are you going to introduce yourself?
That really just stopped me right in my tracks. I'm Nicki DiMolanta, and everybody calls me Dimmy.
Dimmy. So, eventful last week, right?
Was it?
Yeah.
What happened last week?
We weren't on because of certain things happening.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're gone.
I mean, you brought it up. I didn't.
Yeah.
Andrew.
So, yeah, again, we weren't sick last week. Well, yeah, I got a...
Andrew got a vasectomy. Yay!
Yay! No more kids.
No more dick. It's all gone.
It's all just
like a Ken doll.
A Ken doll down there.
Sit down,
Yeah.
pee for the rest of his life.
And I know people were like, "Oh my god, what?" It's like I remember like people when I talked to, who was it that I talked to? Somebody I talked to. It's like, oh, so it was our neighbor.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, wow, you guys really committed to the decision. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, she goes, yeah, and I remember you guys told me that you probably were just one and done, but I didn't realize that you were like really serious about it. She was like, a lot of people say they're one and done, and then they change their minds a little bit down the road.
Yeah, they change their mind because they have an oopsie.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to make it so that there is no oopsie.
Oopsies.
So I don't want to be a statistic. Some people know what they want. Some people want more than one kid. Some people don't, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, we gave it like what till she was like 3, and we're like,
I knew before then.
Yeah, but yeah, we always said it's like if she turns 2 or 3, and we're like,
yeah,
well,
yeah, no,
yeah, but we decided like, nope, we're done.
100% done.
100%.
Not that it's like. I mean, she's beautiful. She's perfect, and that's actually part of why we don't want
Yeah, it's
anymore.
like why tempt fate?
Why tempt fate? Because you always hear that like, oh, you had the first one, and they lull you into a false
Like,
sense of
how
security.
how could it be to have a second one? I was like, oh,
And then you have a second one, and then usually people are like, oh, the second one is like a demon spawn.
Yeah,
It's
well, not only that, but it's like because you had a very textbook pregnancy.
I was super textbook.
Yeah, it's like
there's nothing wrong with being average medically.
Not that
I want to be average medically.
Yeah. I don't want to speak for you like, oh, it was an easy pregnancy. It's like not that it was easy. Pregnancy's not easy.
Nothing
from
about
my
it is. I mean,
point of view.
it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's easy, but it's also still not easy to deal with. Like there's still parts of it that are like, wow, that's shitty. But compared to, in the grand scheme, when you compare my experience to other people's experience, especially a couple of our friends, it's safe to say it was easy. I can admit that. But
Giving birth, though.
Giving birth, that's not easy.
Front row seats to that.
That was
like oof.
Physically the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. Physically.
I was there. I witnessed it.
Me too. I was there too. But yeah, no. Yeah. When I say something, I fucking mean it. And so, I didn't want any more.
Yeah.
As soon as we had one, we were like, this feels good. And I really honestly just, sometimes you can like try to imagine the future. Like there were a couple times that I was like, could I see ourselves with another one? And I was like, no, I really honestly can't. So, I
mean, it'd be cute to have her have a younger sibling, but it's like, it'd
be cute. But there's so many factors and so many reasons why I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
We're great where we are.
From financial and sanity sake.
Exactly.
We're not having
everything is
one.
Great.
Yeah.
So
and now she's going to kindergarten, and we have a whole new experience with that. And it's like, yeah, I'm good.
Some people. I mean, Andrew's got a friend, got 5 kids. I don't know how the fuck you do that.
He was trying for that boy. He finally got him.
Oh my God.
But twins.
First kid,
girl.
Second kid. They always wanted a big family.
Yeah. They
First
always
kid,
wanted to.
girl. Second kid, girl. Let's have another one.
Girl.
Third kid, girl. Maybe we just try one more time, see if we get a boy.
Odds are against you at that
Next kid, fourth kid, turned out to be 2 kids, twins. And the second one to be born, the technically youngest one, finally the boy.
Was he the second one born? I can't remember that story.
I'm pretty certain that he came out second. So he was like literally the fifth child, the last child was finally the boy. So 4 girls and a boy. If I'm not mistaken, I think the boy is the youngest because I think he was second.
Yeah. God bless them, man. Like I don't
know how they do it.
No idea.
I mean, granted, all their kids are older now.
Yeah, they're teenagers. Oh my God, we're so old.
I know. I remember when their first kid was born.
Yeah.
God.
But like, yeah, luckily their kids are older now. I don't know how old the youngest ones are.
I don't remember.
But they're teenagers now. It's like
old enough that they're very much self-sufficient.
Yeah.
You know, in the grand scheme. But yeah.
5.
Everybody's different. 1 done. But yeah, Andrew got his vasectomy. It's been a week today.
Yeah, so it was a whole week ago. And then I was like, the people were like, "Are you nervous about it?" I'm like, "Not really." They tell you how the procedure, how it is, and it's like, "Oh, you won't feel anything." It's like, I didn't feel anything, but it's just the idea of puncture wounds down there.
The idea of somebody with anything sharp down there.
Because like the worst part about it, sorry if this is too much information. The worst part about it.
Wait. Before he says the worst part about it, if you want to get a vasectomy, just buckle down and do it.
Yeah, just do it. It's
because nobody wants an oops.
Yeah.
So if you're going to get a vasectomy, don't let what he's about. If you're thinking about getting a vasectomy and you're nervous or you know somebody and they are already nervous, fast forward. Because it's not like it's like the end of the world, but it's definitely something that's like, oh, yikes, that's uncomfortable to think about.
Mm-hmm. But
so the worst, tread lightly.
Yeah, the worst part about it is the injections to the
numbing, the
numbingness,
anesthesia, the local anesthesia.
The local anesthesia. That was the worst part about it because it's like
I do have a solution to that though.
Mm-hmm.
One of our friends.
Oh yeah, because he got put under.
One of our friends got totally put under.
Which, in my opinion, wasn't really necessary.
Too much of a big production for the shortness, the brevity of the procedure.
Yeah.
But if that's what makes you comfortable, then do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys joke around with him like, oh, what a baby. But, if that's what you need to do, do it.
If you want to feel comfortable, then do it. But it's like a whole added expense. Your insurance might not cover it.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
You got to. Yeah. The whole coming out from anesthesia kind of thing.
Yeah, and I've never been good with that. Like I remember only the time I've been put under is for wisdom teeth, and I came out of it, I was like sobbing, crying.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
Why is your baby? Oh my God.
I got no dick.
Lord.
Yeah. But yeah, because in my opinion, it wasn't necessary because the worst part was getting the local because it's 3 needles and it's like, oh boy, that does not feel good. But then
it sounds really bad to say 3 needles, but the second one and the third one, you probably feel less and less.
Yeah, it was
because
the first one was just like
they're giving you the local anesthetic in increments.
Mm-hmm. And it's like at the dentist when you have to get numbed for like a cavity or something.
So you say 3 like it's some big daunting thing. It's really like
1.5 because you almost hardly feel the third one, and then it's like after we sat in because you had to drive me home. We sat in the waiting room longer than the actual procedure took.
Yes, that's true.
It took like all of from me, lying down on the table to me getting out of the operating room, 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. It was really quick. And I wanted to distract myself the entire time because I was lying down and he's like describing what he's doing. I'm like, don't tell me what's happening. I don't need to know what's happening. Just tell me. We ended up talking about Disneyland and or Disney World and yearly passes. And I'm like, I've only been to Galaxy's Edge one time, blah, 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 blah. And by the time we got to talking, he was like, "Yep, all right, we're done." I'm like, really? Okay. So yeah, it was.
Must be nice.
It was a really easy procedure.
Must be nice. Dude, procedures so easy. Must be nice.
We get it. We get it. I will fully admit, yes, giving birth to a human is way harder than getting the vasectomy.
I don't even care. That's a badge of honor that I get to brag about for the rest of my life because that was fucking hard. That was so hard.
Yeah, well, I'm doing this just so you don't have to go through that again.
That's so generous of you. No, I am very happy. I'm happy that you did it.
Yeah.
It's just a little extra layer of insurance, So we've been sitting on doing it for a long time. I'm glad that we finally stopped dragging our heels and got it done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was like I said, it was if anybody is nervous about getting one, don't be. It was super simple.
Yeah,
I went in for a consultation. Really, the consultation is, do you want to do this? I'm like, yes, I want to do this.
Hell yeah, brother! High five. Let's go get a beer.
Basically, that was the vibe of my doctor. Is like, hey, how's it doing, brother? I'm like, hi. Doctor's name is Andrew. I can't pronounce his last name, but my doctor's name was Andrew something. And like, yeah. So it's just like go in, go out, and probably will never have to see this doctor ever again unless I have.
Until you get old.
Until you get older.
Because it seems that urology offices tend to be older dudes.
Yeah.
Because we were the youngest people in there by far.
Oh, when I went in for my consultation, it was like triple the amount of people there. It was all older guys that probably had
pee-pee problems.
Pee-pee problems. Trouble going or other prostate problems.
Stuff,
yeah, just like things happen when you get old. But yeah, I probably won't have to see this doctor for another 20 years. Hopefully,
God willing, you know. But yeah, I'm glad it was easy. And also our insurance covered it because it was part of, family planning and prevention or whatever. So it was totally covered, which is great.
Yeah. This is a recovery. It's the second hardest part about it is recovery because like for the first couple of days, it's like, I don't want to move too quickly. Otherwise things will hurt even more. But other than that, it was just like, whew, real quick and easy. We get it. Pregnancy is harder. I totally get it. Trying to inform our audience, if any of you are thinking about getting one, that it's really easy.
That it's a very approachable
It's a very approachable and very easy procedure, including recovery. Because it's like, oh, you just can't lift heavy things.
Yeah.
You can't move for the first 24 hours.
The first 24 hours, they were like, stay off your feet. Only get up to go pee-pees.
Because gravity. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Put ice on it.
Put ice on it. Yeah.
For the first 24 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's over.
Real simple. I go for my follow-up exam Monday.
Yes.
Monday. Case of the Mondays. But yeah,
that was like you're getting better though?
Yeah, no, I'm moving like because remember the first couple of days I was doing that I know that limp.
That waddle. Yeah.
The waddle because like I didn't want to
jostle things around too much.
Well, not only that, because if my leg brushes up against, sorry, if my leg causes them to move,
my big meaty clappers.
Yeah, because if it causes them to move a certain way, it might move things that aren't completely healed.
It does. I can't even imagine.
That's what I'm saying.
Having the equipment like that.
It's like,
around.
I understand being a woman. Certain things come along.
Tread lightly with whatever you're about to say.
Being a woman, you have certain things that you gotta, I hate to say deal with, but like
yes,
certain things come with being a woman.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, all your stuff is neatly tucked away. You don't have to worry about it, sagging or bumping into things. Ours is out in the open, and it's like,
oh, I feel so bad for you. Yeah. Does it bleed? I feel so bad.
It did last week.
A little bit.
But sometimes, you go to sit down a little too excitedly, and you forget the runway isn't clear.
That would suck.
Yeah.
And also, I can't imagine getting all hot and sweaty. Ugh. And everything's all.
You know how we joke around like I don't sweat and I don't stink when I sweat, but like one of the first things that sweats when I get hot,
the D&B.
Yeah,
really.
I sweat from my feet and that area a lot more than most places. What
a very open and honest episode we're having. Where Andrew gets sweaty first.
Sweaty balls.
It gets a little swampy. Shit happens.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's so hot outside.
Yeah. We went to my parents' house the other day for dinner and my mom went out onto the porch. She was wearing glasses at the time. She walked outside and
they're done.
What?
They're done.
They're done. But she walks outside and immediately glasses just fog up because it's like when you walk outside, you're just smacked in the face with humidity.
Florida.
Oh, yeah, it's warm.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan. Although the fact that it is July makes me excited because I'm starting to get it. I'm getting geared up, starting to get excited knowing that fall is coming.
Fall is just around the corner.
I love fall.
Yeah, pumpkin spice girl.
I get my pumpkin spice. No, not really. I've never had a pumpkin spice latte, but I would like to try it.
I have. I don't get it.
I mean, I like
I don't get
I
it.
don't really have that. I don't really consume that much pumpkin flavored things.
Yeah.
I do enjoy when people make those pumpkin rolls with the cream cheese frosting.
I like pumpkin pie.
I don't think I do. Too heavy, I think.
Yeah. You can't eat like...
I'm not a big pie person to begin with. There's only a couple that I'm into, and I'm not even that into them. Into pies.
It kills me when we get apple pie. You eat everything but the apples.
The slices are too big, and they're too floppy and jiggly. If I were to make an apple pie, which I never will, I would probably chop them up.
I think there are apple pies like that. I just don't
like it when it's a whole wedge, and then I pick it up and it's like, and it's really floppy and jiggly. It's just gross. I'd rather just eat like the crust and the like cinnamon apple-y stuff. Isn't the apple
the puree? Not the puree. The what's the word?
It's cause you know,
like
the filling that's not the apple.
Yeah,
you know.
I'd like the apple pie with the crummy.
It's almost like apple buttered apple jam, kind of.
You like pecan pie though?
I do like it. Do you say pecan, not pecan?
Pecan. I can. It's like caramel and caramel. I can swing both ways.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hot.
Nice. Good to know.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like speaking, like going back to the heat. It's like I was like, ooh, apparently there's a new thing that I am on now. What is it called? Threads.
I can't fucking keep up.
It's Instagram's Twitter, or Meta's Twitter, I should say. But like I was browsing that, and like Molly Damon posted, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's so hot!" And it's like, "Oh yeah, okay." And I looked, she screen capped like the 10-day forecast, and it's like, "Yep, it's just as hot as in Florida."
Gross.
It's like mid 90s all for the next 10 days.
Gross.
It's like, yeah, it's like Florida, but like I screen capped and I replied to it, and it's like it's the same thing. It's just it's raining every fucking day.
Yeah, and it just makes it like wet hot.
Yeah, and it's weird because like if it rains any other season in Florida, that's the day after you get a cold front. That's, not summer.
It just makes it a little bit more miserable.
Yeah,
like
summer it's just like it's hot and it's raining.
It's hot, it's humid, it's raining.
Yeah, you think it would cool the air down? It's like no, it's just adding more humidity. That.
You're right.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate summer here.
I do like when we get out of this season and yeah, rain means a nice day the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I guess it's because we're in hurricane season or whatever.
Usually, after a hurricane, that's usually when it's good. But that's when it's in the latter half of hurricane season that happens.
Yeah, well, because hurricane season lasts until November. Jesus, Christmas, enough.
Yeah, that's why it's like, oh man, like if it's fall and it's raining, it's like, ugh, rain. But like, oh wait a minute, we're gonna get good weather tomorrow because cold front.
I don't mind rain.
I don't either.
I like rain. I like thunderstorms. I just don't like hurricanes because they're scary.
Yeah.
But rain and thunderstorms, great. Gives me an excuse to stay home. No one's going to judge me if I stay home when it's raining.
I don't like going anywhere.
Well, the sound is fun. And,
yeah.
Thunderstorms actually not so much because our dog gets very nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Our child is not necessarily a fan of thunder. Yeah. However, I tried to bamboozle her yesterday when it was thundering. And I was like, hey, what do you think causes thunder? Because she's very interested in science.
Oh, yeah.
And so I tried to, because I figure,
if she knows what it is, she won't be afraid of it. And it worked.
With, sometimes fear comes from the unknown.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, maybe if she understands what causes thunder, maybe she'll be less scared of it. Maybe it's just because it's this mysterious cracking noise. It's coming out of nowhere. And maybe it's kind of scary if you don't get it. And so we put on some like kid educational videos on like where thunder comes from, and you guessed right. You were like, oh, it's air.
Yes, the air
expanding and
rapidly heating up that causes it to expand, and the cause of that sound barriers and all that nonsense.
Nice. So yeah, maybe that helped her. I don't know, but our dog's still terrified of thunderstorms.
She's a dog.
She's a dog, terrified. Oh my god! And I know we've talked about this before. You could probably flip back to a year ago. Like right around
like
now,
clockwork.
And I would probably tell you that I think fireworks are annoying.
Yeah.
And year later update, that hasn't changed. I still hate fireworks. I still think it's dumb. And yeah, we did have people shooting off fireworks like the couple of days leading up to the 4th of July.
And a day after, yeah.
And a little bit the day after. I guess we're lucky because I was seeing some people posting things online that they're like, yeah, man, 4th of July, the fireworks that last for an entire week in my part of town or my neighborhood or whatever. Somebody claimed that it was an entire month. Somebody was like, oh, yeah,
America,
where I live, it's the end of June and sometimes it goes through the end of July. I'm like, first of all, I haven't personally purchased fireworks. Can't even tell you the last time I did. It's been a very long time. Probably college, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
If even that. But I can only imagine they're not cheap. Unless you're buying like those little
sparklers.
Little sparklers or those little white things that you throw on the ground
poppers,
and they pop. Yeah. But if you're buying like black cats or what are they, Roman candles?
They're expensive.
Like you're literally blowing your money up. Like that's just to each their own. In my opinion, it's a waste of money.
Yeah.
But there's probably things I do that people think of as a waste of money too. So it's all about your perspective. Yeah. But I just think it's a waste of money so that people can give you 5 thumbs up on your shitty Facebook video.
Yeah. If I'm gonna watch fireworks, I'll go to Disney. Or I'll go to I don't know. I always ask this if Red Hot and Boom's still a thing. I don't think it is. I haven't seen any advertising for it. But like I'll go to a fireworks show where professionals do it and it's an actual production. And
they can actually make like designs. That's pretty cool. That's actually impressive to me. Like how you can like I don't understand
make
how they do
pictures
that.
in the sky from explosions. It's
that's crazy.
That's crazy. Because like my last experience with home fireworks was not great.
Exactly.
I got hit with one.
We did see something online of this like firefighter who was like, every year.
Yeah.
Tons of fire related incidents where we have to first responders have to go out there.
Property
blew
damage.
Their fucking pinky off.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of times when fireworks are happening, alcohol's involved.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
especially on the 4th.
I remember one of the last times we did fireworks with your family, and they were like lighting off fireworks on top of a fucking ladder. Why? What? Or asking for a trip to the hospital.
Yeah. I think that was that year where we realized you had to give like the mortar because we were shooting off mortars, and you had to give it like I think at the very least a 5-minute break between ones we fired off, and we were firing them off rapid fire, and it ended up blowing the base. Blowing a hole in the base, and it went tipped and pointed towards us. And I just remember distinctly my dad going, "Scatter!"
God,
oh my God, our family.
Yeah, because I don't really think people are inclined to really read any instructions. They just go, "Well, I matches."
You light it, you put it in the mortar, and it goes,
and it makes a big loud boom.
Makes a big loud boom, brother.
Hell yeah,
America.
Oh man, what I wouldn't give to hear your uncle say, "Hell yeah, brother."
He does say that. Hell yeah, brother!
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
He does do that.
Hell yeah, brother!
It's like a Filipino Hulk Hogan.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of fireworks.
I'm not either.
Especially because it was a fucking Tuesday night. People have work the next day. You're lighting off your shitty fireworks until I'm sure I'm giving a carbon copy complaining session just like last year
or a couple months ago from New Year's.
Probably saying the exact same shit, but I still.
And now
feel
on
the
Christmas for
shit.
some reason.
Yeah, apparently people in our neighborhoods just started celebrating Christmas Eve with fireworks within the last year or two. That's new.
Never heard that before.
I don't think it's quite to the extent of 4th of July and New Year's.
Not really,
but. I don't know.
4th of July and New Year's are like the worst. It's like I sent you a video of it, just like.
Yeah, I think it's also just. I think part of my feelings also come from the fact that we have a very reactive dog.
Yeah.
And from one of the nights leading up to the 4th of July, not even the 4th of July, a night leading up to the 4th of July. Luckily, our daughter, the warm up nights, the pre 4th of July nights, she slept through it. But there was one night that she actually did get woken up. Not because of the fireworks, but because our dog was losing her mind. I just can't. And I hate that she's so stressed out.
Yeah.
And she's running around the house. Her little dog brain, she's got 2 brain cells in there just trying to figure out what's going on.
You can only express one emotion at one time.
Exactly. Nervous.
Hungry.
But she's just
outside, please.
Running around the house, and she is just a frantic mess. Yeah. And we don't have any like calm down medication to give her. They once upon a time they prescribed like I don't know if it was like a generic or just some variation of Xanax.
And it did the exact opposite
really
of what
work
it was
for
supposed to
her.
do. She'd get more anxious.
It made her anxious and made her like destructive. Like
Yeah.
she wanted to chew stuff more, probably because it maybe made her feel more anxious, and that was the only way she could like get it out, you know,
Yeah.
that nervous energy. So we stopped giving that to her. But we need to get something different. One of our good friends who works as a lab tech recommended 2 different drugs that we should ask about. Maybe we could ask them this weekend.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, my poor baby girl.
Yeah, she's so nervous. She's nervous on her own.
She's a nervous dog on her
Yeah.
own, but add fireworks and thunderstorms to the mix, and she becomes a shaking, trembling mess.
By far,
although super fucking ferocious when she sees other dogs and people that
Oh
she
my
doesn't
God.
know. My God.
Who are you?
Oh, all of her hair stands up. She barks like a crazy, ferocious beast, but then fireworks, and she's like, "Mommy."
Fireworks in the rice cooker.
In the rice cooker. "Mommy, hold me."
Please. Yeah, she's like the most anxious dog I've ever been around.
Just like a mommy.
Oh boy. Oh, you got it right the first try.
Thank you. I finally learned, I think. It
Yeah.
only took like 2 years.
Yeah. So that's what's been going on. But also something that happened, I stumbled across a Would You Rather TikTok account. And I thought it'd be fun to sort of try a couple of these.
Word?
See if it sparks any conversations. And there's some good ones. I bookmarked some really good ones.
Okay.
So like this one is, would you rather have this is kind of easy. Would you rather have the ability to breathe underwater or ability to fall from any height without injury?
I guess breathe underwater, because how often have I fallen off of a large building? How often do I fall?
How often have you been around water?
More so than I've fallen off of buildings
I think you,
or from great heights.
well, that's because you can't survive falls. If you could survive falls without injury, I'd be on the roof every day.
no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I can't even think of the last time I've fallen, at least from a height that would hurt me.
Well, I would rather fall from any height and not get injured.
I think I'd rather breathe underwater. I could take a bath and play submarine and never come up. We could go to the beach and I can see all the wildlife.
Yeah.
I could go in a pool.
But then you got to worry about sharks and
no one
all
would
that
ever
shit.
find me during Marco Polo.
Now you say polo. Punk.
What?
Brooklyn, when he fought with that one swimmer he arrested.
We gotta rewatch
Rewatch
that.
that. We gotta finish it.
That's a hilarious show.
But 85% of people said they'd rather fall from great heights.
How often are you people fucking falling from?
I like
high-
to climb trees.
I'm not I never was a tree climber.
You bet my brother and his fiance would like to fall from any height and not get injured.
Yes, that would make sense for them.
Yeah.
They'd like to climb rocks and
Yeah, go bouldering.
bouldering and whatever.
Yeah.
That would make sense, but I can't even think of the last time I fell from that high of a.
I would like to fall from it because then, whatever. So would you rather only eat sweet food or only eat spicy food?
Ooh,
This is a good one.
That's a good one.
So if you
because
can,
I like
you can
both.
only eat spicy food or you can only eat seafood or no, not seafood.
Okay, that would have been an easy
So
choice.
yeah, either spicy food or sweet food. That's it. I mean, I like my sweets.
I feel like sweets would get old after a while.
Yeah.
And I assume that because these are silly, ridiculous questions, we're not taking into account the health, nutritional
It's like,
aspect of it.
I think, it's like, I love sweets, but at the end of the day,
I feel like it would almost get to be too much because you can have your fill of sweets to where you're like, okay, this is a little too much. I'd probably say spicy.
you can vary up the spicy. Like
You can vary up the spice. I love spicy stuff.
Yeah.
I'd probably say spicy.
I can't handle spicy foods as much anymore because I'm getting older, but I would say spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because sweets can get old really fast.
Yeah. It could just be too much.
Yeah.
Too rich, as people say.
Yeah. 71% of people agree with us. So next one, another thing, only eat fruits or only eat meat?
Fruits or meat?
Or meat.
I mean, just from a health aspect, fruits would probably be the right answer.
Yeah.
If I
Just take that at face value, the ridiculousness. Would you rather only eat meat or only eat fruit?
it would obviously be more satiating to eat meat. I'm not sure that you would.
You throwing big words at me? So I'm going to take that.
I'm gonna take that as an attack.
I'm going to take that as disrespect. Dumb it down for me.
I mean, how much fruit would it take for you to be like, ooh, I'm so full? But then you could eat like a steak or something and be like, God damn, I'm full. So it depends, because fruit, I feel like it would take a lot to feel satisfied.
But I think there's another thing, like there's more variation of fruit.
True.
Than there is to, you can vary the meat, but because I'm diving too deep into to season my food or my meat or stuff, like on face value, it's like, fuck man, I love meat. I love a good rare steak, but then also it's like if I had that all the time, then you can have burgers and shit.
Yeah, it's like, what other things can I have with my fruit or my meat? Or is it just that's all I get to eat?
Gut answer meat, but like practically fruits.
I feel like especially if you don't get to season the meat, you're going to get a wider variety of flavors with the fruit.
Yeah.
And it would be healthier. And also, if I really looked inside myself as a human being, I probably should be a vegetarian.
Yeah.
If I really reflected.
Yeah. 85% of people said that they eat only meat.
I'm not surprised.
So yeah, it's because that face value is like, oh yeah, fuck man, steak.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not a huge steak person. I mean, I'll take steak. It or leave it.
I love steak. A nice nice medium steak. Okay, so have a great memory or have a great sense of humor? This is a tough one. I think
honestly,
in my Schmodown days, a great memory.
I feel like, and I might be thinking too far into this. Well, because I was gonna say, if I have a good memory, and I'm going to go ahead and assume here that if I have a great memory, I don't have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
How great of memories am I going to make if I'm fucking lame?
That's true.
You know?
Socially, I'd rather have a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Practically, I'd like to have a great memory. At face value, I'd think
memory is probably the right answer because, life is about experiences and whatever. Yeah. Like, that's probably the right answer.
Yeah.
But if I'm boring,
how
great are my memories going to be?
That's true.
Yeah,
I'd say sense of humor.
I feel like I have a decent memory, but it works. It works in mysterious ways.
Yeah,
there are things that I can remember that are very specialized and
because probably your experience with it was really special.
Maybe I think that I'm an encyclopedia for song lyrics and stuff like that. Apparently Star Wars shit. A lot of that has fallen out of my head.
Yeah.
A lot of it has fallen out of my head, but there's still a lot of it packed in there.
Yeah.
Yet I can't tell you what I wore yesterday, or I can't tell you what I had for dinner 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So,
the
mind works in mysterious ways. Yeah. I feel like I'd
rather have a good sense of humor because then,
practically memory, but
yeah. I like people liking me.
Socially, sense of humor. Because it's fun to have fun and be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my memories will probably be kind of dull if I'm lame.
Yeah. 70% of people said they'd rather have a good memory.
Lame-os. They're probably boring. So.
Okay. Would you, this is a one where it's like, oh boy, neither is great, but like, would you rather get struck by lightning or get hit by a large rock? Like a boulder. If you'd rather have a boulder fall on you or
Bugs
get struck
Bunny
by
style,
lightning. Yeah.
I get flattened by a boulder and I walk around all flat.
Yeah. Would you rather get hit by a...
Do you get roadrunnered or struck by lightning?
Well, get roadrunnered or struck by lightning?
I feel like I'd rather get struck by lightning.
Me too.
Because maybe I'll have superpowers afterwards.
Exactly. That's where my brain went. And it's like, I could probably tell the future or unlock the dead zone of my brain.
Am I dying after both?
That's not part of the question. Guaranteed if you get flattened by a boulder.
All my bones are broken.
Dead.
I'll probably wish I were dead if I wasn't.
Yeah.
Struck by lightning. Yeah, no, that's bad too. You're probably going to be burning up a bit. Slight char.
But there's a chance you live through that.
Maybe I'll be...
There have been people that get struck by lightning and live through it.
Yeah. Some people get those crazy scars that look like trees.
Like fucking, what's her name from... You probably don't know, but Imogen from Critical Role. She has like lightning veins.
Nah. But yeah, maybe I can control the weather afterward.
Exactly.
So I'll take my chances.
I'd rather have the slight chance to become the superhero than getting flattened.
That rock's not gonna do shit for me. So I'll take the lightning.
You go splat. 60% of people
said lightning.
Said lightning.
Hell yeah.
40% like what? What is wrong with you?
Bet those people have good memories about it too.
Well, this one I thought was a fantastic question. So, would you like to only be able to dance or only be able to sing?
Sing.
Really?
Yeah. Because that's already true.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's flip it a little bit because it's like only, I hate these like only be able to. Like, would you rather be a great singer or a great dancer?
Singer.
I mean, you're already a great singer.
Oh. Shut up.
I mean, I think singing would be a more useful talent.
Cause,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I do. It's always mesmerizing to watch a good dancer too.
Yeah.
But I'd rather
be
singing.
a great dancer.
Well, that makes sense. These answers make sense for both of us because
Yeah.
I already sing and you were part of a dance troupe.
Yeah.
So
I actually do miss that. 75% of people said that they'd rather be great dancers.
they want to be able to tear it up.
Tear it up at the club.
At their club.
Okay, so I think this one was. Okay, so make 350,000 a year robbing innocent people,
Oh no.
or make 40,000 a year helping people in need.
Oh no.
So would you rather get 6 figures, so $350,000 a year by robbing innocent people, or make only 40,000 a year but you're helping people in need?
Wow.
I mean,
I don't think I'd be able to sleep with myself at night
yeah, with the
if I was stealing from innocent people.
yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to sleep
And also
at night.
you're breaking the law.
Yeah.
You get caught, you're done. That income's not going to mean anything.
I feel like there's a lot of people out there
Mm-hmm.
that the first one is already true.
I'd rather that because that's what I fucking do.
Like there's a lot of potentially elected officials
Yeah,
out there.
I'd rather.
that's true for.
It's like, yeah, it's only 40,000 a year, but like,
I feel like I wouldn't
doing
be able to sleep at night.
yeah, you're doing good in the world. 55% of people said.
And you know, sometimes you put good out, you get good back. Maybe
I believe in karma.
you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think guilt would get the best of me.
Yeah, 55% of people said they'd rather have the higher income.
55?
55.
Well, it's not an overwhelming
Not
majority.
an overwhelming majority, but still, it's like Jesus, heartless rats over here.
Hopefully those people get smushed by a boulder.
Okay, I thought this one was really good. So communicate with your past self or communicate with your future self. So would you rather be able to communicate with yourself in the past or communicate with yourself in the future?
Okay, so this goes back to our conversation
Of
about
how
time
time
travel.
works, but take that out of the equation.
Is going back and talking to myself in the past have a potential to influence me in the future?
I don't know. See, I think you can't take that.
So that's
out of
going
the
too
equation.
far into
That's
it?
too far into it. So would you rather just at face value, would you rather communicate with your past self or your future self? I think.
I feel like if I'm not going to necessarily be influencing anything, because if I could have an influence on stuff, past self.
Past self, yeah.
If I can't really have an influence, then I guess I would say future self because you just be curious about where you end up and how things end up panning out
Yeah.
in certain aspects of your life.
Let's say your communication doesn't affect anything, your future or your past.
Then I'd probably want to talk to my future self.
Me too.
Because if I can't influence anything, then what's the point of going to the past?
Yeah.
What's the point of dwelling back there?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
I think if I can't change anything or influence anything, I'd talk
Yeah.
to my future self.
But like say at face value, if you can't change anything, I'd rather talk to my future self. 68% of people said past self. But I think this is people assuming you can change your past.
Right.
If
If
you
I can change something or influence something,
I'd
past.
rather
If
I'd
I
rather talk
can't,
to my past
future.
self. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, because then your future self can inform you of bad things that are about to happen. Like, hey, if you can stop this one person from doing this thing, this big horrible thing won't happen. But then you can just tell your past self that. That's weird. Time is weird.
Time is a construct.
Time is a construct. But yeah, I think this is a fun thing that we can do every once in a while because there's some really good ones. There's like one that
What is it, like an account that just always has them?
they
every day?
just pump out every other day. So yeah, I think that would be a fun thing. Just like if we just do these every once in a while. So that was fun.
Cute. I'm kind of sweating.
You are? Well, it's hot outside.
The fan's on.
Yeah, but
maybe it's because the door is almost closed and there's
Meh.
3 people in this room, even though one of them's very small.
Yeah, she's watching the tablet over there in the corner right now, like a good girl.
She is just vibing right now.
Yeah. I give her
See the way she just.
I give her credit. I thought she did interrupt us twice. That got edited out, but like I gave her credit. She sat through most of this recording just vibing out.
She's wearing headphones.
Yeah.
So I can be like, fuck.
Cock balls.
Wow. You didn't have to. You don't have them anymore.
Which I don't have anymore.
All gone.
And I'm
bringing it back.
Bringing it back. On that note, I think we'll go ahead and end here. Right it back. Alrighty.
Shut up, stupid.
Yes, we'll end there. So, on that note, Nicki, do you want to where can they find you online?
Threads. No, I still am not really sure what that is. It's a separate app.
It's a separate app by Meta. It's Meta's Twitter. It's like Twitter, but it's made by people that make Facebook and Instagram.
Well, I don't have it.
It's basically Twitter. It's just everybody's flocking to it now.
Every so often, I say things on Twitter at Dimmy, DIMMMYYY.
Yes, for me, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Rogue Leader Drew and on Threads at Rogue Leader Drew. I posted twice. Probably just as active as my Twitter, which is basically not active anymore. But if you're listening to audio form, please follow the feed and rate us.
And if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell icon in the lower right-hand corner to see we do things on the YouTube.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of the RAD Cast. We'll see you guys next time.